Good morning and welcome back to my Predator Hunting with an Air Rifle series. In today's video, this is part 3, we're talking about strategies. Now since we're focused on strategies, there won't be any kill shots in this video. However, I got some awesome footage of predators coming into my call that you're going to want to see. Now I was predator calling during the season. If I wanted to, I could have shot, but that wasn't the purpose of this video. You see, many times when we predator hunt, we see that predator coming in, and as soon as they stop, bam, we take the shot. But I wanted to show you guys something a little different. See, when we air rifle hunt, we have to wait for the perfect shot. And we wanted to show you what happens when you wait for the perfect shot. Do predators just run in and all of a sudden go, or do they give you the perfect shot? Now, the first part of the video, we talk about setup. You'll get to see the kind of terrain I like to hunt in. I'll cover what signs, what I like to look for when I make my predator setup. Let's take a look. All right, so let me show you a typical setup. I have called predators here in the past. Typically, I put my decoy and call right there. I do like to set up where there's a few game trails. For example, here's one right there. There's another right there. And then I like to try to visualize where predators can come from. They could weave in from about through there. They could come in from in there, over. And they can also come from this side using that wash. So this is what the landscape looks like. Desert chaparral, I guess you can say. Quite a few drainages. And this is where I'll be sitting. I got my back to this boulder. I did dig out a spot for my butt and my 2 feet. That way I'm comfortable as I'm predator calling. You remove some branches or twigs that are gonna be in the way. Make sure that you can move freely if you have to readjust for a predator coming at a different angle that you didn't expect. And I'll take a quick video of what I would look like sitting down here. All right, now on to the first setup. Now I want you to pay attention to the behavior of this predator as it came in. I decided not to use a decoy. Watch what happens when I didn't use a decoy. So that's been my experience. This is why I like using decoys when I predator call. The fox came in, identified where the sound was coming from, and then skedaddled. Didn't give me a chance to take that perfect shot. If it was with a rifle or a shotgun, yeah, I could have taken it. But with an air rifle, you want to be precise. And I wouldn't have been able to take a shot in this situation. All right, and I know it's hard to see, but this is a track where the fox came in to the call that you guys just saw. And the tape measure is right next to the track. So I apologize, I can't really see, but I did want to share about the size of a gray fox track. So it's about 2 inches by about 2 inches. Now granted, this guy was on the move as well, so he did kick some up, but just so you guys know, when you're looking for tracks and signs of predator, the size of fox tracks. All right, just to show how sneaky these guys could be, here are my tracks coming in and out of my call, and there are fox tracks right there, right right there, that I never saw going, and I was set up out that way. So these guys are tricky. This one came in and I didn't even see it. Now when you're out in the mountains scouting, looking for a good predator hunting spot, you're gonna wanna look for tracks. And sometimes I personally get confused between fox tracks and bobcat tracks. Really, sometimes the bobcat tracks are a little bit bigger than fox, just kind of depends on the size. But here's a picture of a bobcat track in the snow now that you've seen what a fox track looks like on sand. Now something else you're going to want to look for when you're out trying to find a good predator call area is scat. And since we're on the topic of scat, I think it's important to know when you're out there scouting, looking for good places to hunt, what the difference, I guess, could be between the 3 predators, which I focus on, fox, bobcat, and coyote. So fox and bobcat, they tend to be about the same size. Depending on the cat size, sometimes bobcat could be a little bit bigger. Bobcat is carnivorous only, so you'll only find hair in their scat, where fox and coyote, they're omnivorous, so you'll get a mix of hair with berries and their berry seeds. Obviously, depending on the season, if berries are growing or not, but if they are in full bloom, you'll find tons of seeds in both fox and coyote scat. The difference between those two, their scat, obviously, is the coyote will be a lot bigger than bobcat and fox. Their scat tend to be about the size of a medium-sized dog, because they are about the size of a medium-sized dog. So as you're looking out there, just keep that in mind. And here's an older fox scat, and I'll take some measurements for you so you guys get an idea what to look for and kind of identify. Okay, so gray fox scat is about 3.5 to 4 inches long, and the diameter is about 1/2 inch. It is older scat. I mean, it's not moist, it's stiff. And now the taste test. Yeah, definitely not chocolate.
Kids barfed on their parents. A fat lady barfed in her.
Okay, now let's take a look at setup number 2. Again, I'm not hunting. In fact, I have no weapon besides a pocket knife with me while I was filming this video. But let's take a look here at the predator's behavior and note the difference between this setup and the previous setup because I was using a decoy. Let's take a look. That's right. That was pretty awesome. I called in a double on that one. They came in well within 30 yards. Paused, would have been a perfect setup for an air rifle hunt. Again, I wasn't hunting in this situation. I just wanted a good footage for you guys to see. Okay, now let's take a look at setup number 3. In this setup, I am using a decoy, and I did use different calls in order to attract these predator. So I used a mix of gray fox in distress calls, or red fox in distress calls, and also some rabbit distress calls, and we'll see what happens. Alright, and for those that don't know what mountain lion tracks look like, we got a good trail going right there, there. I'll kind of walk you through it, and into this country where I called in that fox. Kind of a desert cat, I guess you can say. Got some pines in the back. But take a look at this one. Try to measure it. So maybe about 4 inches by 3.5, 4. And you'll see his steps. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And he steps there. He steps there. There. there, that one right there, and then there, and his paws continue. There's a good track right there, right in here, right there, out that way. Alright, so the way you can tell a cat track from, let's say there's a fox track, but a dog track is the center paw has an M shape. So there's the M, and there's the paw, or his little toes. And that's how you could tell it's a cat. Bobcats, house cats, they all got the same track. But you can tell from my hand about the size. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and his center paw, or pad, I mean. And that's a line track. They're out there. And we'll measure this one from the outside to the outside. Right there, it's about 4 inches. And then from the base to the tip, yeah, 3.5, maybe 4. That's a line track. Now to compare a mountain lion track with a bobcat track, I just want to show you that picture one more time. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoy putting these videos together. I hope they're informative and helping you in your endeavors. Please consider liking and subscribing and share with others. It really helps me out. I'd like to grow in this YouTube community. So please consider that and stay tuned for the next video.